Hello everyone, and welcome to the Missouri School Boards Association's Board Report for the month of January. We thank you for the opportunity to share some news and information during a few minutes of your board meeting. We begin with a look at the state of early childhood education in Missouri. While many school districts throughout the state have excellent early childhood education programs, too many children still do not have quality early childhood experiences. The latest Kids Count report by the Annie E. Casey Foundation says 63% of the state's 3- and 4-year-olds in low-income families are not participating in preschool. And study after study has demonstrated how essential early childhood education is in making the transition to elementary school and for long-term school success. Nicole Langston is the principal at the Southwest Early Childhood Center in the Jefferson City School District. And she says she's seen how a quality early childhood program can pay dividends for students and families.
I feel like if you invest early, it will pay off, because many times these kids, if they can learn to control their emotions and they can get that academic boost that they need, they will end up saving in the long run on remedial reading, Title I reading programs, things like that, special education. They may not need to go down that path. Lots of research out there shows also that kids that are in good quality preschool end up being successful as opposed to being in the juvenile system.
The Southwest Early Childhood Center in Jefferson City houses all the district's early childhood programs, including the Title I preschool, early childhood special education, and parents as teachers. MSBA continues to support legislation to provide adequate funding and technical support to all school districts in the state so they can offer quality, voluntary pre-kindergarten programs. By the way, the Southwest Early Childhood Center is the featured story this month on MSBA's Proud of Missouri's Public Schools page on the MSBA website. A group of school leaders from throughout the state gathered on the University of Missouri campus in Columbia last month to support an ambitious effort to reimagine how schools are run in our state. A unique partnership of the MU College of Education, MSBA, and the Missouri Association of School Administrators is supporting the efforts of school districts that are learning how to integrate the Baldrige Performance Excellence principles into their operations. One of the conference speakers was Sandra Byrne, who works for the Baldrige Performance Excellence Organization in Washington, D.C. She told the audience it's important for all organizations, including school districts, to focus on continuous improvement, no matter what label is used.
People say, we don't even think about doing Baldrige so much as that this is what we do. We don't call it anything anymore. And one caution I would give you is sometimes people, and I've heard this from educators in the past, it's a business model, and we don't use business models because our kids aren't widgets, and that's right, they're not, and you're not. On the other hand, aren't you helping your kids to do better? Aren't you helping your organization to get better?
The MU College of Education, along with MSBA and MASA, are creating the Missouri Network for Educational Improvement, designed to help school districts coordinate continuous improvement efforts. School districts throughout Missouri and most of the nation are in the midst of implementing what are known as the Common Core State Standards, also known in our state as the Missouri Learning Standards. The State Board of Education adopted those standards in 2010, and they're scheduled to be fully implemented during the 2014-15 school year. Development of the standards was initiated by the National Governors Association and the Council of Chief State School Officers in order to establish consistent, rigorous expectations for all students. More than 40 states have now adopted the standards. MSBA's Director of Board Development, Janet Tilley, says the establishment of curriculum remains a local decision as the standards are being implemented.
We want our students ready for those new assessments that will be in place in the spring of 2015. So what we are finding is that you really want to make sure that your curriculum is in place and is aligned for that 2014-2015 school year. That being said, our State Board of Education adopted the Common Core in 2010, and after that, school districts really started working on examining them and looking at their own local curriculum And I think you will find that there's about a recent survey from our Department of Elementary and Secondary Education showed that about 70% of our districts are already in that process of either aligning their curriculum or already implementing those standards.
Tilly says the two most critical issues facing school districts related to the Common Core state standards are teacher training and ensuring that the technology is in place to allow students to take the assessments online. MSBA has organized information on the Common Core state standards from a number of sources in a document now posted on the MSBA website and available to members. You still have time to register for the 2014 MSBA Legislative Forum to be held on February 18th in Jefferson City. During that event, you'll learn the latest on education-related legislation pending before the General Assembly, and you'll have the opportunity to visit your local legislators at the Capitol. Registration information is posted on the MSBA website. That's it for this month's edition of the MSBA Board Report. Thanks for allowing us to have some time at your board meeting, and so long from Columbia.